Today we will provide an analytical summary of the poem, Prayer Before Bath by Louis MacNeice, but before viewing it, make sure you subscribe, like and share. In an introduction to the poet, it is known that Frederick Louis MacNeice is an Irish poet and playwright of the early 20th century. He belonged to the Auden group, whose members include W.H. Auden, Stephen Spender, C. Lewis and others. However, it is to be noted that MacNeice stands independently of the Auden group, as his poetry was not in the least proselytized, as in the works of the aforementioned writers. Also, MacNeice was an advocate of impure poetry, a form of writing which he described as poetry conditioned by the poet's life and the world around him. In explaining his position as a poet, MacNeice stated, "The poet is primarily a spokesman, making statements or incantations on behalf of himself or other, usually for both. The poet, therefore, in a sense, is man at his most self-conscious, not consciousness of himself as a poet." MacNeice's versatility as a poet was recognized with the publication of Autumn Journal in 1939. Nevertheless, his previous poetic works also, including poems published in 1935, drew the attention of the contemporary reading public. With regards to the poem, Prayer Before Bath is a dramatic monologue spoken by an unborn child to a world audience. In having a yet-to-be-born child as a narrator, the poet powerfully speaks about the corrupted nature of man through the innocent perspective of a child. The poet highly emphasizes that human beings should not carelessly be the author of the ghastly state of things. The image of a horrific realm that awaits an unborn child is eternally before the readers. In relation to this, he wanted children to be able to lead lives free from the conflict-ridden world. If the horrors of the world full of strife awaits the child and destroys him, then it is better not to be born at all. Therefore the poem, Prayer Before Bath, serves as an appeal to liberate an innocent unborn child from worldly crisis.